Hello, my name is Nicole Green, and this is my case study presentation for SPCE 638. Client description. So Amy is a 19-year-old girl who lives in a group home with 5 other women of various ages. Her legal guardians are her mother and father, and she has one other sibling. It is reported by the caregivers that her physical, language, and emotional development are about average, and she is fluent in both English and Spanish. She attends a self-contained classroom at Tulip School, a school for individuals with physical and mental disabilities. She struggles with daily living skills, initiating and engaging in social interaction, and often she inappropriately touches peers. She also has difficulties expressing her emotions, often resorting to headbanging, pulling her hair out, and extreme property destruction. So, what is the behavior of concern? When gaining the attention of others, Amy often resorts to yelling the individual's name, repeating phrases regarding the individual, or inappropriately touching them. In this case study, we will be focusing on inappropriately touching as a behavior. The operational definition of inappropriately touching includes any instance of touching an individual's leg, head, face, or chest without prior consent. An example of this would be when walking by a peer in the group home, Amy reaches out and rapidly taps the individual on the head. A non-example would be Amy walking up to a caregiver and tapping them on the shoulder while saying, "Excuse me." What is a response class? In this slide, we will be going over task list B1, define and provide examples of behavior, response, and response class. So a response class is a set of behaviors that have different topographies but serve the same purpose for the individual. When it comes to Amy's inappropriate touching, she gains the same result as appropriately asking for attention. Because she does get more attention from this, she tends to engage in inappropriate touching others rather than the latter. Examples include yelling from caregivers as well as phrases like, "Amy, don't do that," etc. What is rule-governed behavior? In this slide, we will be going over task list B13, define and provide examples of rule-governed behavior and contingency-shaped behavior. So rule-governed behavior is behavior that is under the control of a verbally mediated rule. It is not sensitive to immediate contingencies. Simply put, the individual does not engage in certain behaviors because of a rule that they were previously taught or told. For Amy, the intervention selected is safe versus unsafe situation cards. During sessions with the ABA therapist, Amy works on answering safe versus unsafe situation questions using visual cards. This program works on teaching Amy when it is deemed safe to engage in replacement behaviors, as well as when to identify dangerous situations. This program is meant to target various behaviors Amy engages in, but there are a few cards in particular that target her inappropriate touching of others. These cards are, is it safe or dangerous to stay within 6 feet from others? And is it safe or dangerous to keep hands to self? When discussing these cards, the therapist goes over why it is not deemed safe to touch others without their permission or in inappropriate spots, as they might react negatively. They might be in the middle of a conversation with others, or they are engaging in an activity where they may not want to be interacted with. Examples being watching a movie or reading a book. The therapist then goes over replacement behaviors, such as waiting until they're done with the activity/conversation, or saying their name, or even tapping their shoulder to gain attention. This intervention follows rule-governed behavior because though nothing has negatively happened to the client where it would be deemed unsafe, it is important for the client to realize that these situations might happen. So the outcome of intervention and if there were any obstacles, though explaining the replacement behavior is beneficial to the client, an obstacle would be how much she retains this knowledge from the conversations and how she applies it to the real world. This is a relatively new program introduced to the client, so we have yet to see a decrease in the targeted behavior. Therefore, the outcome of the intervention is still in progress. Another obstacle would be the caregivers of the group home. Amy only receives 10 hours of ABA therapy a week and 2-hour session intervals. She spends most of her time with the group home caregivers. If they continue providing negative attention to the targeted behavior, this could hinder her progress in teaching her the replacement behaviors. Caregiver training and collaboration between them and the BCBA on her case is vital. And here are my references. And that's it. Thank you very much.